Today we're going to do a demonstration on how to illustrate an initial cash deposit into a model using Invyzia. The first thing you're going to do, of course, is go to Invyzia.com and log in using your credentials. We'll use the demo account for today. Once you sign in, you'll be taken to step 1 where you can add a household. If you don't already have a household, you can of course create one. In this example, we've already created a household for Bob and Betty Sample. They have one account. We already have 3 proposals. There's the CRM ID if we ever needed to export and match up our data with our CRM. And then Bob and Betty Sample are listed here as individuals. If you needed to update this household name or CRM ID, you can. Of course, you can remove or add people to the household. You can have accounts, so if Bob, Betty, or other members of the household have accounts, you can add them here. And then you can see past proposals, of course, here. And then within each proposal, there's options to share with other advisors on your team. You can update those proposals so you don't have to recreate them, or you could delete them if you needed to. For today, we're just going to create a new proposal for Bob and Betty Sample. Let's assume that they have $150,000 that we need to allocate to our growth model. So we select their household. We're going to use select and create because it's cash and not an existing account rebalance. Next, we'll just call it a new proposal. And we're going to allocate to the Invyzia growth model using $150,000. Let's title this sample $150,000 deposit. Confirm. And as you can see, the system creates all of the math, allocates $150,000 to our model. Now we do have to just tell it that because we didn't upload an account, we do have $150,000 in cash. So we'll enter that here as the current value. And you can see that the software says we're going to reduce our cash position by 96% or $144,000. And it's going to be allocated as you see here. Now in Invyzia, you can reorder this chart any way you want. So you can do it by the columns, or if you do it this way and you don't like where cash is and you want to drag it down, you can reorder these however you like. You can change the segment names. These are all preloaded from Morningstar segments. You can create custom segments, or you can edit the segments once you're on the proposal. Okay, so now we're here. We want to save this. This will save the proposal however we've sorted it, and then we're going to create our PDF report. Again, you can reorder the objects on the PDF report. So if you wanted the allocation matrix to show up first, you could do that. If you wanted to move it back last, if you didn't want the class, the segment, or the allocation to show up, you can of course mute those objects. For the purposes of the demonstration, we'll leave all 3 turned on, hit save and print. Okay, now it's saved to our folder. We'll open up the proposal. Of course, it can be white labeled. This is just the sample Invyzia logo. You could use your firm's logo here. And this is one of a couple of reporting style options that we have available. You can see the title of the report, sample $150,000 deposit, comes through here. So if you change the title, you want it to say something else, you can. The household name comes through underneath of it. So if you'd like to have the household name displayed differently, you can adjust the household name to your preference. And then this will reflect what we chose for the order of the objects when we did the PDF report. We're going to have the class breakdown first. You can see it was all in cash, of course, and now it's going to be a more balanced portfolio. One thing to note, these allocation percentages are pulled directly from Yahoo Finance and the underlying fund portfolio breakdown. So a large cap fund, it doesn't show up as 100% equity. It shows up as the actual class breakdown of that fund. So if the fund itself has some cash or the fund itself has some fixed income, that will pull up through here, even though its category may be large cap growth. So it gives us a much more accurate display of the resulting allocation for the client. Then we have our segment breakdown on the second page. So you can see in this simple example, it was all in cash, but if it were rebalanced from one portfolio to another, you would see the changes at the segment level, right? Moving from 10% large cap growth to 15% large cap growth. And these segments pull directly from the allocation matrix. So if you make edits there, they will pull through to here. And this always sorts largest to smallest target values. And then lastly, but probably most importantly, we have the allocation matrix. And again, this will pull through however it was sorted on the platform. And you can see what our actions are here. We're going to be adding all of these tickers with these amounts in these percentages using this cache. So this is a really informative piece to use with your clients. You can show them how much things are changing, where the dollars are actually going to, what the tickers are, what the segment is, all from one page. So you're not forced to flip back and forth between this is the target allocation and this is the current allocation. And it's all there for you to tell your story. And that is how you can display for your clients how you would allocate $150,000 of new money into one of your models using Invyzia.